Hello world! WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Ooh, a king slime. Actually, this is perfect time to do this. So here I am in my world, just flying around, and is that the king slime? No, you can't be. You're just a regular slime. You're acting as a poser. I hate you for it. Okay, so if that was the king slime, I would be very unhappy. Anyway, so let's get over here. It's still Halloween for the game, so we still have those jackasses running around, but oh well. So I was finding that my cows were a bit laggy, so I went and sacrificed a bunch of them. Turns out there was like over 150 cows, so I got a lot of freaking essence from sacrificing a bunch in the pool. So I am quite hyped as far as life essence goes. So what I need to do now, however, is Enderman freaking stole part of my ritual area. That is frankly unacceptable. I cannot believe that someone would be so much of a jerk butt to do that. Okay, let's activate you and activate you and run away. Oh my gosh, so much lag while I was doing the backup. So we're going to do a ritual of binding on our blood magic sword. Sorry, on our sword, and we'll get a bound blade. Might as well upgrade this with our 28 levels, see what we get for the enchanting. Eventually I'll want to do some sort of auto-enchanting setup, but frankly I couldn't be bothered right now. Okay, as you can tell I have a few cows. I might need to figure out how to cull these or do something a bit better. Yeah, a bit better would be better, wouldn't you say? I think it'd be better. Maybe not better, but we'll see. Okay, so Smite 4, Unbreaking 3 on this sword. Definitely what I wanted. Definitely what I wanted. But at least we got Knockback 2. However, it does use LP from just being activated as well as doing other stuff. So I'm thinking I might want to rebalance this 12 attack in hindsight, retrospect, whatever. It's a bit heavy, so I might want to change that eventually. So what we're going to want to do today is upgrade our Blood Altar. And we're going to want to upgrade it to the tier 4. So what that's going to require is 28 blood runes, I believe. I have enough for 25. And we'll try to make them all sacrifice runes. However, we're going to need a bunch of stone. Do we have any of our old ritual stones? Yes, we do. So we can at least put those in. Now this is pretty much going to make up the foundation of our building with the runes underneath and around. So let's go to sleep first of all and then see where everything fits. And let's get... this will probably be enough. And I need a blood room day. Sorry, I need my blood orb. You know, it might be good to empower this stone, slates, and gold with the power of my own life essence to be able to actually do anything. Otherwise, it might just be some sort of messy schlop at the end of this experiment, which, frankly, not something I want to do on the best of times. Because, frankly, it's the worst of times. Let's actually do like that. There we go. 25 runes of 25 runes of sacrifice. And now we need to place them in their... oh, God. That was a whole lot of nope. Okay. Didn't even get anything. That's a shame. Okay, so we need to place 7 of these. And I believe they need to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, there we go, and it needs to basically be 2 over and 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, blade is deactivated. That's one problem with having to have a weapon that is deactivated and activated. Now, one thing, actually, now that I think of it, actually, I won't even bother thinking of that. What I was going to say is I could drop in my Apprentice Blood Orb and make an energy blaster. However, this bow is frankly very good and is actually stronger. Unfortunately, I have Smite on here, so killing zombies won't give the blood shards that I need, which is something I guess I'm going to have to wait for the night for, and that will allow me to complete my tier 5 altar, because as you can tell, I need to have pillars on this construction to be able to actually do stuff. So where do the pillars need to be? Ooh, we actually need one in the middle, which is going to really make this a bit annoying. So just, hey, okay, we are in the middle of our base, and hey, look, we have a pillar in the center of it. I wonder what it could be. Oh, maybe it's a blood altar. Huh. And we're also going to need to put one here, basically a blood rune, bloodstone brick thing. So instead of having glowstone as the cap of the pillar, we're going to have bloodstone. And that is made using a weak blood shard, which we, this is actually going to be a problem. Okay, so right behind the conveyor belt. So up here is where the next one should be. And we're going to have to actually check upstairs. Where is that? Is that going to interfere with our conveyor belt in any sort of way? That's going to be this thing, right? And it does. Okay, so we're going to need to change our conveyor belt configuration, or else we're going to be in a really big predicament. So that means we'll have to change this so that instead of having it over here, we can have it a big pain in the ass somewhere else. Great, isn't that perfect? Just what I wanted from this day of exposure. Oh well, I'll get on this, and then I will be right back. Da 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 da. What the heck hit me? Hi, slime. Okay, so here's our king slime that we were searching for earlier, and I am being a complete. It seems like there's two of them. Okay, so let's bash him with the with our bound blade. Obviously, it was very easy considering the position that he was in, i.e., a bad one. And since we have another one here, I think, come on. It's a lot easier when they can't fight back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably. And we still are lacking that thingamabobber, those blood shards. Since, well, it hasn't been night yet, so I guess we're going to have to wait a bit more. Wow, when you actually look at it from an aerial view, those meteors do really pack a punch. Dang. Ooh, perfect. So we got skeletons in armor. So if we attack them with weakness, we should be able to get... Okay, here's the thing we needed. We needed a weak blood shard. However, we still need to kill a few more, because we need to get two of them. Hey, Telecreeper! Come on. There we go. We got Creeper Head. Not exactly what we wanted. And another skeleton over there. Great, great, great. If in case you're... more. Wow, it's like the night at the museum. Horrible joke, I know. And a spider. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's get over... Hey, stop lagging. I do not want lagging. And why am I already at 33 levels? That's... odd. Didn't think I was at 33 levels. Oh, the King Slimes! The King Slimes actually gave me levels. Don't really need you, but we got those. Okay, so we got weak blood shards. These are the things that we need to upgrade to a tier 4 altar. And they are basically a stopgap as far as progression goes. So we get 32 large bloodstone bricks out of it, so it basically expands the bloody thing quite excessively so, and we'll place these large bloodstone bricks down in our pillar position. One here, one here. Might as well grab some wooden, some logs so that things can remain pretty. Yoink. There we go. And running around like a lunatic because that is how I do things. So at least that pillar's hidden. This one won't really be hidden. This one, I put it in a place where I have to go outside to get it. And hopefully I got it there. Okay, break that up. Probably going to want to remove that. Hey, let me out. Hey, I actually want out, please. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Okay, so, moment of truth. Tier 4 altar. That is perfect. We're going to need to actually craft some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we have a tier 4 altar. And a lot of raw beef, apparently, because I did go on a killing spree early on, and thankfully I don't need to worry too much about these item entities. And so we got tier 4 altar, and if we kill / sacrifice one of them, we get 1475 LP. Okay, so this is enough for us to get our tier 4 blood orb. If we check the uses of the weak blood shard, we can make empty sockets, we can make arcane pedestals, an armor inhibitor, and a key of binding. Not really useful for us right now. Obviously we can do that. We can make teleposition foci. We can make a complex spell thing, soul sand. Now here's the main thing we want out of it. 40,000 LP plus weak blood shard equals master blood orb. Currently I have that much LP, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 LP, so over 120,000. However, we are going to make that slightly more by upgrading to an orb with a capacity of 1,000,000. So we just need to shove that in there, and it's going to drain quickly. So we're going to basically have to sacrifice a bunch of cows, make sure that this doesn't lower too much. Thankfully, we already built up a steady amount of them, even though it's not a steady stream. We have enough of a backlog that this is an easy enough endeavor. So pretty much prior preparation is key and pivotal to many tasks in blood magic, so you're going to have to be careful and keep that in mind. Okay. In fact, I'm pretty sure we have enough cows. It's just going to take a bit of time. There we go. We got our Magician's Blood Orb. And a bunch of meat in the hay. Not something we want mixing with our stuff. So we can charge our network with the appropriate amount of stuff. And then let it go. If only I could hide that stuff. That would be nice. Maybe an invisibility block. Then again, considering how stuff is in blood magic right now, I don't think it's actually really possible for that to happen. Oh well, so we got some large bloodstone bricks, and we got our tier 4 blood orb. And now that I think of it, let's check our blood orb and see what this actually opens up to us. So Master Blood Orb tier, it gives us a lot of Magician Blood Orb shenanigans. Something that we're going to want to look at. We also get Rune of Superior Capacity, Rune of the Orb. Those are open to us. A few sigils. We'll have to scroll along because I need to remember them. Sigil of Haste and Sigil of the Whirlwind. This one gives you a lot more faster speed. Don't have the cocoa beans, however, for that, so it's going to be a little difficult. And this one actually blocks all projectiles fired against you, which is something we're going to want to do. Sigil of the Phantom Bridge, these were tier 3, that's tier 3. We also have the ability to make the Advanced Spell System. Something that I am not quite at a ready level for that. You also have Sigil of Ender Severance, which prevents teleportation near you. Sigil of Suppression basically blocks liquids. And that seems to be it, as well as a bunch of other things like Alchemy, which further open other doors to us. Now, I was making a nice note over here. You can see that there are quite a few aspects that are high on this. I'm thinking, well, this is basically the same bright node that I was playing with before. I want to make this as big as possible. I spent a bunch of time AFK. Unfortunately, there's no mechanics in Thaumcraft that allows you to speed up the speed of the aura node, other than basically putting a bunch of aura nodes around it. However, I don't really have much in the way of aura nodes, I am going to need a lot better source of Thaumcraft essence to be able to do that. And, makes you wonder. Oh, also the other thing I did between episodes was I made a gold-banded silverwood scepter, so 80% viscose, woot. And okay, so let's figure out what we want to do next. So I'm thinking it's about time we actually got into the utilization of our LP network because quite frankly, we're kind of stop it cows, you're not allowed to escape. As I was saying, we're kind of lacking in the actual utility functions of the mod. So what I'm doing right now is just making a few more slates, just the regular blank kind, so that I can be nice and horrible in a second. Let's see, one of these, I don't think the meat belongs there, one of those do. And we're going to make an imbued slate. So, imbued slate requires 5,000 LP extra. Actually, it might be 10,000, so I might be wrong on that. So, might as well check so I don't become a complete dirt. 5,000, I was right. And we still have annoyance of meat inside our stupid thing. Okay, there we go. And it should just take a bit of time. So, we want to go... Wow, that actually... that actually made me cough looking at that. That's actually a very fast thing. So, we'll make a few sigils. Let's start off with one of my favorite ones, quite frankly. This is a sigil that pretty much I was inspired by, I'm not sure what at the time, but I wanted some sort of flight without it being creative flight, so I made the sigil of the Phantom Bridge. I'll activate it, go into air, and press shift, and now I have a bridge for me to walk on, and run on, and fall off of. This will allow me a less primitive form of flight, but will also allow me the ability to fall and damage myself like an idiot, but then just go up in the air, sneak a bit, throw it in my inventory, eat a foot long, and now I can just run randomly. Are you a ghost block? You appear to be lost, Mr. Ghost Block. I'm not entirely sure why you were still there, but you shall kind of not be missed because I already forgot about you. What were we talking about again? Okay, so I've been doing a lot of node searching for my mega node, so thought that something like this would be a good welcome addition. Now I can just turn it off, see how much LP I use. Not too much, considering, like just 1,000 compared to the fact that a few clicks of this gives 1,000, 20 clicks I do believe, so we'll keep it in, actually not sure what slot we'll have, might as well have it there. So there's one thing that I'd really want to do, and that is to get a bunch of essences. Let's see if we can get it. I want to get ethereal essences because they give the aura aspect. However, unfortunately, we are a little short on awesomeness at this time, so we do need to fabricate a bit more of that. That's going to require me to make a few ritual stones and try to find those last bloody diamonds because, frankly, it's annoying. So I will go mining a tad, throw the rest into a junk chest. In fact, we're going to need to throw some of our stuff in here. That's a bit junky. And then we shall be back after I retrieve some of my stuff also. Okay, we're back with a bit of a vengeance. Let's see, we got our things here. We should need to just grab... Hey! Stop your lagging, mister. I've got your number. Yes, we actually used all of our emeralds, didn't we? That is a bit of a problem. So where can we find some of our emeralds? I'm pretty sure there was another one of those meteor things. I found 4 diamonds. Unfortunately, didn't find any more. Found a bit of redstone, though, so that is a bit of help. And of course, for some reason, oh, there it is. Derp. I thought I put it away, but that would have really sucked, so yeah, good thing I didn't do that. Okay, can't find an emerald. Let's see what the villagers have to say. That's right, I forgot about villagers. Durr. Hope one has an option for some meat. Hopefully the vintage kind. Ooh, a wild witch has decided to grace me with its presence. And a zombie. And a few creepers. And still the zombie. Still the zombie. Still the zombie. Still the zombie. There we go. Oh, look, another zombie. Guess you didn't like your friend getting murdered. Ow, you must have thorns on there. Where'd that other witch go? Hey! Hey, I wasn't done with you. You shall be smoted! Okay, didn't exactly work out. So, I found a few trades. They weren't exactly the most, helpful of their lot. Oh, God. I've only found, like, one trade where he wanted three emeralds for shears. I mean, like, there's leather boots. There's the freaking shears. I suppose I could, no, I can't even, humor him because I don't have any emeralds to show for it. Wait, actually, did that... Wait a second. That gave me a thought. Well, that was a bit unexpected and not wanted. Hungry node! Got a lot of aspects on it. I suppose I should mark you as another one. I suppose having 2 hungry nodes might be useful somehow. Not entirely sure how, but it might prove so. Whoa, 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 whoa! I stopped recording, then I started again. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? That's an obelisk and Thaumcraft Knights, I think, with some sort of sinister node. Let's see if they're hostile to me. Okay, that guy is actually hostile to me. This isn't good. Okay, so I'm expecting that Azenor wouldn't make these too difficult, so let's see how much he hits. Okay, only half. Not so bad. Thankfully, I got some knockback. Nothing a tier 4 Blood Mage shouldn't be able to handle at this stage. Then again, there's some wizards there. Not entirely sure what they're on about, personally, but this does make me slightly afraid. You can probably tell right now. Get away here, sugarcane. Okay. Wish I had a bit more bang for my buck right now. I'm only tier 4. Come on. Don't have the wand foci or anything to actually handle you guys properly. And these guys have a lot. Okay, Crimson Knights. Now this looks like one of those one of those Thaumcraft 2 obelisks. And it looks like it's actually, okay, Crimson Cult chestplate. Got some Crimson Cult greaves. Let's see the uses of this. Recipe. Recipe? Can't actually get a recipe from this. And it seems that they're actually spawning from the sinister node here. Okay, that guy's shooting stuff at me. And it's a Crimson Cult. Okay, this is actually quite interesting. And they're attacking each other with magic. They're actually throwing fireballs from their hands. Because, you know, that's generally a good sign in these types of things. Now, I don't think this armor actually grants much. Thankfully, I can apply weakness to these guys. However, oh, I'm actually running quickly through my LP reserves. Okay, I'm going to convert you guys into LP somehow. I am really tempted to actually do so. Make these guys... Okay, these are actually spawning. Let's see. Eldritch Capstones. Okay, I destroyed their cult thing. Unfortunately. So they seem a bit more pissed than before. That's actually interesting. So by destroying that, I managed to make them a bit more pissed than usual, which is always a good thing. Always good to meet new neighbors, make them pissed, destroy their sacrificial altar, you know. They're a type of blood mage, I'm a type of blood mage. We're all good. It's all good. Come on, come at me, bro. They're not as strong or powerful as I originally expected, but I'm thinking that I'm in newly generated terrain, because I've never seen these types of guys before, though it is quite interesting. Come on! Oh god, are they spawning? Not sure if they're actually spawning. Or if I just didn't damage them all. Are you guys still spawning from this? Okay. I'm gonna want to look at this area later. Doesn't seem like there's actually anything else in this area. However, taking these banners might be fun. Okay, give me. Okay. So we got Crimson Cult chest pieces. And they're actually not that good, though they do kind of look badass. Burn time, can't actually put it as a banner, that would have been amazing. Wonder, can I combine you? No? Okay. So that was actually largely unexpected. I was expecting to just search for that Emerald Spire. I found the original Spire. I didn't actually bookmark it, unfortunately. Though it doesn't seem like there's any emerald ore here, so it seems like my journey was a bit of a waste. However, not entirely a waste, because we do find some interesting garb that these guys were wearing. Not something that I'd bring to any beauty pageant personally, but yeah, there she wrote. There she wrote. Yes, definitely what she wrote. Death, carnage, and a few void seeds, which probably have uses. However, I don't know what to do with them. Now, unfortunately, I didn't find emeralds anywhere. I tried looking around for one of those things. However, it seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity finding emeralds just being planted there willy-nilly. However, the fact that we found this Crimson Cult garb does give me an idea. Something that I wanted to do pretty much the entire season, however, can only just start getting around to it. What we need, though, is a bit of wood. And I want to make a stand, an armor stand. Armor stand takes a bit of iron. That's easy enough. Do I have any iron? Yes, I do. However, I'm going to have to drop 2 pieces of it, because we're going to need to do this, then this, then this, and then we'll make the armor stand from Bibliocraft. So what we're going to eventually do is have some, basically a stand room where we put all of the armors of all of the various mods and basically add them one by one with all of their respective gear. So hopefully, well, I don't think there's actually any Crimsonwood garb boots. I think you're expected to have boots of the Traveler when you're this high level of Thaumcraft genius, I think. That does look badass. I wish I managed to get my bound armor to look that badass, because, frankly, that does look pretty badass. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to have any of the other stuff. However, I think we're good. Let's throw that away. We're gonna need another chest, aren't we? So let's put some of our misc stuff here. We're gonna need to put these away for a bit. Now, what I wanted to be able to do was make a ritual diviner and start working on a thing. Yes, start working on a thing that requires one of the rituals, the ritual of containment. That's why I made all of those blank slates. Sorry, reinforced slates. However, it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to do that, so I might as well try to show off a few things. One of them is an easy enough thing to do. All I have to do is a ritual of binding. Let's get up in the air first. Might as well do it in a nice atmosphere. Hey, you with the face! Get out of here! Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Da 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 da. Lightning everywhere, because you know that's how I roll in this mod. Actually, let me load up the special bridge box. That's kind of funky, actually. Though that does net us with an energy blaster. Only does a damage of 12, and is a bit slow. But does some nice explosions, and when they die, they do still have the chance to drop the soul shards. Sorry, not the soul shards, but what's its face? The weak blood shards. Yes. Okay, that's only one of the items I want to make. The energy bazooka variant is unfortunately a tier 5 element, which I'm going to need the Archmage Blood Orb to be able to do, and to make the Archmage Blood Orb, I'm going to need to have a Demon Blood Shard and a bit of other stuff, so we're not going to bother with that. Sigil of Haste, I don't think we're able to make the cocoa beans. Wait, Slime Plant. Slime Plant. I'm pretty sure I actually had Slime Plants here. There's Propulsion. There's Creeper. Propulsion still. Hey, I'm doing business here, Creeper. I know Slime Plant. Okay, let's grab you. You actually give us cocoa, so that will net us the ability to make the other thing that I wanted to make, the fast one. Yes. Yes, the fast one. That is what I wanted to say. Definitely. Okay, let me get the ingredients for that. By the way, imbued to demonic is a little demonic in how I set it up. It requires 15,000 LP, and I just managed to make it. Dang it, meat everywhere. Meat absolutely everywhere. If the Department of Health and Safety were to come into my workshop, well, let's just say they'd never leave, so I think it's a moot point anyway, so might as well disregard that entire conversation since it never happened. Okay, so 3 bits of sugar. I need obsidian also, which is only 2 bits. Thank you very much. And we're going to make the Sigil of Haste. So that's this, and 2 cookies, which I only managed to get by luck. Okay, 1 dose of caffeine later. So, I've got with me Haste 3 Sanguine Boots. It makes me faster. Let's see, F7, okay, good. So, I'm just gonna go up over here and do a time trial. Let's see. Hello, how's it going, everybody? I'm doing great. How about you? Good. Put on Sanguine Boots. It's a lot faster. Sigil of Haste with Haste Boots. Boop. And the best part of this is that I'm able to do the 1 step high step. However, it does take quite a bit of LP. It takes 200 LP per 10 seconds. So, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Still waiting for it. It's taking a while. Come on. Don't prove me wrong. Don't prove that there's a bug. It's probably actually a longer casting time. Okay, so here. There. Okay, so it's actually 250. So that's quite good. Now, okay, so I'm going pretty fast. And this, I'm still fast. Now I'm slow. Now I'm fast. Now I'm slow. It takes a lot of LP, so it's not just something that's passive. And it seems that these are actually going down quite a bit because it has thorns. So I'm going to try to find the book, because I managed to have repair 2 on one of my items, which does take stuff from the wand to repair it. As you can see, it's slowly going up and slowly eating away bits of it. However, oh well, it's nice. That's all I can say about this. This I'm a little too far from because I need a teleposer, which requires ender pearls, and I'm actually out of gold. And this requires a few ender pearls. This doesn't have a recipe because it's unnamed, and we have the Sigil of Sight, which will help me with some of my LP stuff. So I probably will also want to make a Sigil of Holding, so that I'll be able to hold the sigils I want. However, I only have a few active on my bar, so I think I'm actually going to keep them as is because I'd rather have them separate segregated slots so I don't have to worry about flicking through something else for all of the funness. So I'm thinking we'll end it there. We managed to finish our Tier 4 altar, which I'm very excited about. It does open up quite a few fun things that we'll be able to do with the mod. We do have the option to make the Dusk Ritual Stones now with that. And we're also going to have to find out how to get that Bloody Emerald. I don't think our Ritual of Magnetism is going to manage to find that. However, I think I might need to set up the, like, rip up those stones. Or actually, I'll make another ritual so that I can just rip up the stones and do other stuff. Hey, are you in diamond armor? No, you're kind of all nude there. Never nude, always nude. I'm just bro. I don't know where I'm going with this. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Headshot. Way of Time here. Signing off. Have a wonderful day.